Good morning, everyone. I want to before we begin, I just want to thank everyone for being out here today on this hot summer morning. I am so very grateful that my family, you're all here, my parents, you have inspired me to a career of public service since I was very, very young. I want to thank my colleagues from the police department and the sheriff's office who are here. These are the guys keeping our community safe from violent people every day. And for them to be here and to know that I have their support means so very much to me. This is a hard job. It's a stressful job. Dealing with these atrocities every day. And they're the ones that make it worth it. They're the ones that make coming to work every day possible. And so I'm very, very grateful that they're able to be here. Ever since I was in high school, I wanted to be a prosecutor. I didn't go to law school to be a lawyer. I went to be a prosecutor. This is all I've ever wanted to do. And for the past 6 years, it has been my honor and privilege to represent this community and victims of crime every single day in our courtrooms. It is more fulfilling than I could have ever imagined. I love coming to work and fighting every single day. The reason why I'm running for office, the reason why I'm running for DA is very simple. I am the most qualified. I think a lot of people don't appreciate the power and the discretion that our law entrusts to our district attorney. And this is not a job for an amateur. This job demands competence, integrity, and professionalism. And these are the qualities that I've strived for my entire life, and these are the qualities that I would bring to the district attorney's office and instill in the district attorney's office. As district attorney, my number one priority will be the continued safety and security of our community. There is no greater responsibility that is entrusted to this office. Putting violent offenders in custody, in the penitentiary, is the most important thing that we do. We will continue to be aggressive on family violence and driving while intoxicated cases. I believe in homicide prevention, and the vast majority of our homicides that occur here in El Paso happen as a result of domestic violence and driving while intoxicated. And that is unacceptable. We as the state of Texas need to get ahead of that as many times as possible, as frequently as possible. My second priority as district attorney will be to ensure that to increase the community's involvement and engagement in our criminal justice system. I plan to do that by being personally accessible throughout this community, and I pledge that if elected district attorney, I will have monthly town halls to hear directly from the community on what they believe is the appropriate use and time of their criminal justice system. We have been very blessed to live here in El Paso. This is a very safe community. We are very blessed that we do not have the levels of violent crime that plague other cities that are the same size. And in my experience, that's the result of two reasons. First, because of the hard work of our men and women in law enforcement. I get to work with them every single day, and I get to see how hardworking and how diligent they truly are. It's inspiring to work with them. It's inspiring to have their back and for them to have mine. And the second reason, and I know they would agree with me, but the reason why we're able to solve so many cases is because of this community. This community is willing to cooperate with law enforcement. This community is willing to come and testify in court, and this community is willing to take a stand. And lastly, my third priority would be to ensure and to continue making our criminal justice system a more fair, a more sympathetic, and a more equitable criminal justice system. Victims of crime should not have to wait 3, 4, 5 years for their cases to go to trial, to be heard in court. When I am district attorney, I will work with the defense bar and the judges to ensure that we are maximizing and utilizing their dockets appropriately. I will expand our pre-file and pre-trial diversion programs to ensure that the cases that are filed, that we're going to prosecute them, and to ensure that the cases that we take to trial are the ones that we ought to be taking. And for defendants, they're members of our community as well. I want to make sure that they are treated fairly and with respect as well. And I want to make sure that our criminal justice system isn't over-criminalizing problems that it was not designed to solve. This system is not designed to cure mental illness or substance addiction. This system is not designed to get someone out of poverty. This system is not designed to help someone get out of homelessness. We should not be criminalizing those things. As district attorney, I can promise and I will guarantee that all citizens who come into this courthouse are treated with respect and dignity. The stakes in this election could not be higher. And the people of this county have a very important decision to make. The question they need to be asking themselves: if God forbid you or your loved ones are a victim of a violent crime tonight, who do you want working your case tomorrow? Who do you want fighting for you in court tomorrow? Someone who's handled homicides every day for the past 5 years? Or someone who's never handled a murder case in their entire career? Who do you want arguing your case in front of a jury? Someone who's had 50 jury trials in 6 years, who goes to trial as frequently and as much as possible? Or someone who doesn't? Someone who has real substantive experience prosecuting violent felons? Or someone whose strongest claim to be district attorney is that it's their time to be DA? This job, this line of work, there is very little room for error. We're talking about people's lives and people's liberties. The district attorney on January 1st, 2021 has to go in and lead an office of 90 prosecutors in keeping this community safe. I can do that. I will do that. And that is why I'm humbly asking for your vote in March of 2020. Thank you all for coming.
Woo!